Hello everybody, this is Super Nintendo, and today I have a Dragon Ball discussion type video. And I'm sure you guys have heard this before from multiple other channels, but I have more evidence that suggests why Vegito Blue, or Vegito being permanent in general, is a plot hole. And I'm not going to bring up the thing of like Elder Kai said it was permanent, so it should be permanent. I'm not going to do that. At least not for my main argument, okay? Now for my main argument, it has to do with Dragon Ball Super's logic. Okay, let's rewind a little bit. We know that the time rings can't be used unless you're a Supreme Kai. Zamasu and Goku Black could not use them without the earrings of a Supreme Kai. So the time ring itself makes this a plot hole. Now you might be saying, oh, well, they're different earrings, so maybe they work differently. And that might hold some merit, but the way it's portrayed, I don't think that's the case. And before you say, well, Zamasu actually is a Kai and a god, so maybe that's the reason. I don't think so. I think in order for it to, like Elder Kai, I think their logic is you have to have at least a Supreme Kai to be permanent, but one, this isn't true because if I'm not mistaken, in the manga version of Dragon Ball Super, Kabuto Kai separates without the need of the Dragon Balls. If I'm not mistaken. Or at least it's implied that they could have separated just through time lapse. And Shin Kai, the Supreme Kai, he is a Supreme Kai. So if we're like, I know that the manga and anime are two different versions and they shouldn't really be connected that way, but yeah, that kind of adds some kind of meat to it. There's also the fact that Goku Black, he might have the soul of a Supreme Kai, but he's not a Supreme Kai. They're not, both Zamasu and Black are not Supreme Kais. If they were, they wouldn't need the earrings in the first place. So, by this logic, regardless if Goku and Vegeta are Supreme Kais or not, Vegito Blue should be permanent by the logic of Dragon Ball Super. And there's also the fact that, like I said, I wasn't going to bring this up for my main argument, but Elder Kai, you'd think he would know how the earrings worked. Like, ignorance for an excuse of like why he couldn't why he didn't know about this, I don't buy it. For one thing, Elder Kai has been depicted as being crazy but knowing what he's talking about. There's very few times in the series where he doesn't know what he's talking about. In fact, I think in the series prior, we don't know, there has not been one time where he doesn't know what he's talking about. So, the argument of like, oh, he didn't know how they worked, I don't see that being a logical, like, how that would actually work. Honestly, I really don't. Honestly, I think that they just shoehorned in that thing of like, oh, he's permanent now, just as a way to have Trunks be the one to finish off Zamasu, even though he didn't kill him, or Zamas, or however the fuck you pronounce it. And they needed a way for Goku and Vegeta to separate. but there's at least 5 different ways they could have had them separate without the introducing this plot hole. One of them is they know Majin Buu. Majin Buu is what separated them before. I don't care what the series says, because it's an actual plot hole. And I'm not like nostalgia blind about Dragon Ball Z or anything. Like, I've seen... Okay, I have Dragon Ball, the complete series. I have most of Dragon Ball Z. I've seen most of the movies, and I've seen GT. Which, by the way, once Dragon Ball Super is done, I'm going to do a Dragon Ball GT versus Dragon Ball Super video. So look forward to that. I'm not nostalgia blind over it, but I do hold it near and dear to my heart, because it was my first anime franchise. Ugh, excuse me, I had a chicken fried steak before making this. So I'm not a huge expert on Dragon Ball. Like, I don't know every little detail, especially since I haven't seen the original Dragon Ball in a long ass time. In fact, I remember next to nothing about it. But I will be rewatching it once I get the final 2 seasons of Dragon Ball Z that I'm missing. Yeah, I don't... Like, I'm not nostalgia blind. I know that there's flaws within the series, like the hyperbolic time chamber plot hole thing. Like, and there's all, like, that thing of, like in Dragon Ball Super, where they just rebuild the doorway to the hyperbolic time chamber or the room of spirit and time. If it could be rebuilt that easily, then why was it such a big deal when Piccolo blew it up back in the Majin Buu saga? You know? I don't get that. Like, if it could have been rebuilt this easily, then why did Piccolo act like, if I blow it up, that's it, you can't fix it, you know? Instead of being like, hey, Gotenks, don't worry, hey, Gotenks, don't worry, we can fix it, just hang in there a little bit, okay? And it's like, no, I blew up the doorway, we're trapped in here forever. And I kind of go with this kind of philosophy of, like, Dragon Ball Super, they introduce, like, a brand new plot hole, inconsistency, or retcon almost every new episode. And I kind of stand by that, because they've introduced a shit ton of plot holes, a shit ton of inconsistencies, and a shit ton of retcons. One of them being, back in the Buu Saga, early Buu Saga, Vegeta, as a normal Super Saiyan, is effortlessly moving around in 450 times Earth's gravity. But in Dragon Ball Super, I think it was episode 2, or maybe it was episode 3, he's struggling with 100 times Earth's gravity. You know? I mean, there's also that Dragon Ball Super selectively picks what parts in Dragon Ball's history it takes evidence from, you know? Like, it has Gregory, which is an anime-only character. It has references to one of the Dragon Ball movies, namely BoJack Unbound. But it doesn't want to act like some of the filler, like some of the filler. Like, it acts like the Otherworld tournament arc never happened. And yes, I know that's filler, but all this filler, or at least a majority of it, was made and written by Toriyama. It was just animated by Toei and wasn't in the manga. So, I honestly don't know, you know, like, that whole thing of, like this is the, and there's also, like, the Super Saiyan, like Super Saiyan puts a huge strain on the body. no, they mitigated that back in the Cell Games arc. Super Saiyan 2 and 3 do, but Super Saiyan Blue seems to have the same goddamn issue. You know, like Toriyama stated that Goku wouldn't be using Super Saiyan 2 or 3 anymore because of the strain on the body and the amount of energy it uses, right? But Super Saiyan Blue seems to have the same goddamn issue. So, like, that's the reason why Vegeta got his ass handed to him by Hit. I mean, I think he would have gotten his ass handed to him either way, but if it has this big of a flaw, you'd think they could just stay in Super Saiyan Blue for an entire year or something like that, like they did with the normal Super Saiyan form, to help minimize the negative effects as much as possible. In fact, you'd think Goku would have done that with Super Saiyan 2 and 3, but no. Yeah, like, I don't know. Dragon Ball Super has been a massive disappointment to me. I guess this is turning into a rant rather than a discussion of a plot hole. Sorry, but yeah, it's, oh my god, Dragon Ball Super. I mean, I like Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. Fair enough. But the only good arc so far, I'm not going to say anything about the Universe Survival arc because that's not finished yet and it's not fair to judge it yet, but the Goku Black arc was the only good arc so far, at least in my personal opinion. It's the closest to feeling like classic Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball. Hell, even Dragon Ball GT. It's the closest to feeling like that. But it's so damn predictable, introduces so many fucking plot holes, and like a fucking cop-out ending, like, oh shit, Zamasu is gonna merge with the multiverse. Oh shit, we can't do something. Oh wait, we have the button that calls the Omni King here, but not the Omni King that I got this button from. The Omni King from this particular alternate future, and then it's just like, with very minimal fucking convincing, he convinced the Omni King to blow up that alternate version of the multiverse. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's just like, that is a rush ass ending and a fucking cop out. I mean, it's cool that they finally introduced a villain that the good guys could not defeat. But really? Really? Like, what the hell? I mean, like, that's like saying, like, oh, Goku and Vegeta and whatever couldn't defeat Frieza, so they called the Supreme Kai to do it. And arguably, Supreme Kai is stronger than Frieza. We have no fucking clue if he really is or not. But yeah, what the hell? You know, like, it's enjoyable to watch, but I don't know, like, watching Dragon Ball Super, it doesn't present itself like a series like Kill la Kill or Gurren Lagann, where you have to shut your brain off so you can watch it because the logic doesn't even make sense within its own series. Ugh, excuse me. But it's starting to head that way. Like, honestly, on top of that, Dragon Ball Super, it presents itself as, like, it takes place 4 years or something after the death of Kid Buu in the main timeline. But it's fucked so many things up that it can't possibly fit within the main timeline anymore. It can't fucking possibly. I can't say the same for the manga because I haven't read it yet. but from what I understand, it's roughly the same. They might have made references to Oob or something, but like, okay, here's my thing with that in Dragon Ball Super for the anime. If Goku knows, or if Vegeta already knows that Majin Buu has been not resurrected but reincarnated, why the fuck is he surprised by this by the next tournament? You know, what the hell? In fact, when Goku tells Vegeta about Oob, and the reincarnation of Buu, rather, Vegeta acts like he's never heard of Buu getting reincarnated. Like, this is the first time they brought it up. And I don't buy Vegeta as having that bad of a memory that he wouldn't remember this conversation. Especially since Vegeta remembers the Kaioken. And how it works. You know, like, I don't fucking buy it. It seemed like that was just a little tongue-in-cheek, haha, isn't this funny that we reference something that's gonna come, like, years later? But, no, you can't fucking do that. You know, it doesn't make any sense on any level. And then there's also, oh my god. I don't know. Like, it's... There's also King Kai's planet getting brought back when it was blown up back in the Cell Saga. And you realize that this was not a plot hole in the manga, that it was actually explained. But in the anime, this is not the case, and it actually is a plot hole there. And then there's the entire concept of God Ki, or God energy. Like, only gods can sense gods. But this implies that you have to have God energy in order to be a god, right? But according to the original manga and the Japanese versions of the show, Kami, Dende, and by extension the rest of the Nameks, the Supreme Kai, and the Kais in general, are all gods, right? But as far as gods, or the Nameks and the Kais go, they don't have God energy. So, is it just that you have to have the title of a god in order to be a god? Because by that logic, Krillin is the god of humans. Because he is the strongest among them. And, what the hell? You know, like, if... And I know that, like, some people will be bringing up, well, God and God or deity in the Japanese version can also translate into guardian. But no, it's very fucking clear that they're talking about gods. Kami literally says when Goku and Piccolo Jr. were fighting during that tournament at the end of Dragon Ball, even my godly eyes can't see them. And King Kai basically says the same thing when Goku and Frieza were fighting after Goku unlocked Super Saiyan. You know? It's very fucking clear that they are gods. And also, if only gods can sense gods, then how the hell did Goku get to King Kai's planet in general? Goku directly says there's King Kai's energy whenever he goes to King Kai's planet through instant transmission. Oh, yeah, and there's also the fact that after Goku loses his Super Saiyan God form, which presumably allowed him to sense God energy while in the form, back before he could sense it in his base, he used instant transmission in his normal Super Saiyan form after excuse me, after losing Super Saiyan God. And this happened in the anime and the movie, and I'm assuming it happened in the manga too. I'm not 100% sure about that. But then in the next arc, the Resurrection F arc, Goku, in I think all 3 versions, straight up says, I had to ask Whis to bring me to your planet, Beerus, because I couldn't sense your energy to just warp here. Okay. What the fuck? You already proved that you could do it. Is it just too far? And we know that's not true because he uses the fucking instant transmission to get to Earth. And you'd think that a being like Beerus would send out far stronger energy than Gohan, Master Roshi, Tien, Jocko, I think, Krillin. Yeah, like you think they would give off way stronger energy. I mean, you also think that Frieza's energy would be strong enough for him to sense onto, but I don't fucking know. I guess I should save this for a top 10 plot holes video of Dragon Ball, or top 10 things that really bug me in Super or something, but oh my god. Again, sorry this turned into a bit of a rant. It's just Dragon Ball Super really bugs the fuck out of me. It's somewhere in between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z in terms of like its storytelling. But yeah, it's very fucking clear that Toriyama doesn't know what he's talking about anymore. If he ever did. I mean, he said multiple times that he didn't want to be remembered as the Dragon Ball guy, and that he wanted to end it off before Z came out. And it's pretty obvious that that's what he wanted to do, but now he's willingly coming back to do this stuff, and yeah. What the hell? Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh, my controller turned off.